Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Going to take a little break from covering recruiting. We're going to jump into this 2023 football season because football is right around the corner. Fall camp kicks off in a little over 2 weeks, and there's so much to get into and talk about once fall camp gets rolling. We're going to look at some of the position groups on offense, also on defense. Look, man, I'm excited to talk some actual football. And I think going into year 3 of the Josh Heupel era, I think the national media, the ESPNs, the SEC networks, I think the focus is going to be more about what this football team lost versus what they are, who they are bringing back, what is the identity of this football team. I think the national narrative is going to be so much about replacing Hendon Hooker, so much about replacing Jalen Hyatt. What is this football team going to look like in year 3? We're going to take a look at the offensive side of the ball today, probably do another video later this week and focus on the defensive side of the ball. But again, don't you worry, we are going to be covering recruiting hot and heavy right here on the channel, as we always do. But let's get into it. We're going to talk about it. Before that, smash the thumbs up just below the video. That is quick, free, and easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. This channel was built on the back of the fans. It is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. You can also become a member of the channel if you want to financially support what we do around here. Hit the join button down below for $1, just $1 a month. You can get access to custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits, but also you give me the opportunity to be able to do this and bring as much content as possible. But let's talk about the offensive side of the ball going into 2023. Obviously, everybody's going to be talking about Joe Milton. Is Joe the guy in 2023? But let's look at the first 2 years under Josh Heupel. Comes in year 1, 2021. This football team averaged 39.3 points per game. That's good for 7th in the country at the time. A year ago, they put up 46.1 points per game. That was first in the nation as far as scoring offense goes. You got to look at the fact that Joe Milton is coming back for year 3. Joe Milton has been in this offense, been in this system for 3 seasons. Is that good for something? Has Joe Milton actually developed? And if Joe Milton can't develop in 3 years in this system, we might have a problem in 2023. Personally, I think Joe is going to be just fine in this system. And it's so much battered ball syndrome for us to sit and talk about Joe and his struggles and his accuracy issues when he first arrived on campus. In 2 seasons at Tennessee, Joe Milton has yet to throw an interception. Between 2021 and 2022, he increased his completion percentage by 13%. What we saw in the Clemson game, what we saw in the Vanderbilt game, I think is the true Joe Milton. And I think we're going to continue to see him develop. But I get it. I understand people that are concerned. People are worried about Hendon Hooker. Let's pull up the depth chart and take a look at it, because part of the thing that concerns me with Joe Milton is his mobility. I think he runs the football well. He runs the speed option. He runs the quarterback power very efficiently. I think his problem is when the pocket breaks down around him. I think sometimes Joe holds on to the football too long. He tries to wait and let something happen. And that's why when we look at the offensive line, it concerns me going into 2023. And look, I get it. A lot of the conversation, as it should be, is who is going to fill the shoes of Darnell Wright at right tackle, first-round draft pick. Something we aren't really looking at is who's going to replace Jerome Carvin at the guard position. And that's why we saw this coaching staff go into the transfer portal, add Andrej Carrick, trying to get another guard. And I don't know that it's going to work out, because as soon as spring camp ended, they're back into the portal trying to add the kid from Wyoming. They missed on him, but clearly they're not confident in this offensive line unit. Now, you look at the starting 5 projected here. We'll see how it plays out. John Campbell at left tackle. The coaching staff really likes what they're getting from him. He's worth a follow on social media. If you follow John Campbell, always putting out videos, working out, putting in that work, putting in extra work. I like the motivation and work ethic from the senior tackle, and that's maturity, right? He knows it's go time. If I'm going to play at the next level, I've got to do something now, not later. They've got Ollie Lane plugged in at left guard. The question for me, does Addison Nichols ultimately end up pushing for that job? Redshirt freshman, played a lot of center during spring camp because Cooper Mays was banged up. Of course, you got Cooper at center, Javonte Spraggins at right guard, who I look to have a huge season going into 2023. I think it's time to earn your keep. I think it's time for Javonte Spraggins to become that next Darnell Wright, and he has every bit of the athleticism, the capability, the ability to do that. You've got Gerald Mincey penciled in there at right tackle. Also, J.J. Crawford's a guy that could push for time. What concerns me overall more than anything on the offensive line is depth. The left guard position, and depth in general. We mentioned Addison Nichols playing a lot of center because Cooper Mays was banged up. Cooper Mays is the anchor of this offensive line unit. We saw how important he is to this offensive line unit in previous years when injured. He's the anchor, but the offensive line does concern me. Interested to follow it throughout fall camp. Spring camp couldn't really get a gauge. Again, John Campbell had just transferred in. Andrej Karic had just transferred in. A lot of injuries. So it'll be interesting to follow that. Wide receiver position, not worried at all. This football team absolutely loaded with talent at the wide receiver position. The question is going to be, who are the big three? Because we know this coaching staff does not rotate a lot of players. They roll with a three-man unit. That's because they go quick. They're not really able to substitute. Are you going to see Ramel Keaton, Brew McCoy, Squirrel White, and Dante Thornton? Because you guys know I love me some Dante Thornton. I think his height, his speed, I think he would be nearly unstoppable in this offense, a la Jalen Hyatt. I think he would slide right into that slot position, but he's also a guy that can play outside. He's versatile, so he gives you the capability when you're going quick to move him around and create those mismatches, just like they did with Jalen Hyatt. I don't think you can keep Dante Thornton off the field. So the question is, does that put Squirrel White back on the bench? I don't know what happens with this wide receiver rotation, but I'm telling you, it's not a problem to have too much talent. Iron sharpens iron. Let the best kids play, and the others can hit the portal. That's college football. But you got to love Brew McCoy, his physicality. 3rd and 6, hit Brew McCoy at the sticks. I think Brew McCoy has the capability. We talk about Josh Heupel putting more wide receivers into the NFL in the last 3 years than any other coach. Brew McCoy has that opportunity. I think Dante Thornton is coming to Tennessee to hopefully be a one and done. I truly believe that, and I think he has the capability to play at the next level. What about Ramel Keaton? Made some huge catches last year for this football team. Obviously, the Florida game sticks out. That's kind of a turning point in that football game. Does he go out and look at it? This is an opportunity for me to get to the next level. Competition breeds success, boys. That's why I'm so excited about watching this roster get stacked with talent. Squirrel White, what we saw him do in the Orange Bowl, didn't miss a beat. When he comes in, Jalen Hyatt opts out. Squirrel White comes in, has an absolute phenomenal game in that Orange Bowl. I think his connection, his chemistry with Joe Milton is going to give them an advantage. Running back position, that running back room absolutely loaded with talent. Can Jabari Small stay healthy? That's the biggest question. Can Jalen Wright secure the football? But when you look at those 4 running backs that are on the screen there, Wright, Small, Sampson, and Selden, I think that is a boatload of talent. And this football team wants to run the football, spread you out wide, run the football, and then beat you over the top. And I think they've got a stable of running backs there that are all different. They're all unique, but they're all really good football players. Can Dylan Sampson iron down the pass protection? I think that's what kept him out of some games at times. Can Jabari Small stay healthy? Can Jalen Wright protect the football? And do they draw something up for the young freshman? Does Cam Selden get any play this season? Meaningful reps. You guys hit the comment section. Let me know what you think about Cam Selden. Do you think they can keep him off the field? And then the tight end position, also a little bit of concern, mainly because of the depth. I think Jacob Warren has the potential to have a good football season. McAllen Castles, you guys love him. Built, just absolutely ripped, shredded, in shape, looks like an NFL prospect. I just don't know much about the kid. I know he's getting a lot of buzz, a lot of draft stock talk, but we'll see what he does in this offense. Ethan Davis, hopefully he is healthy, getting banged up in the spring game. And then you've also got Hunter Selman. Just not a lot of depth there at the tight end position. But I think this offense is going to score points. It's what Josh Heupel has done at every stop of the way. It's what he did as an offensive coordinator. It's what he did as a head coach at UCF. This offense is going to score points. I'm not concerned about that. But I'm excited to kind of watch some of these position battles, how they play out, how the running back room looks. It's going to be tough if Dylan Sampson can iron down his pass protection. It's going to be tough to keep him off the football field. And the beautiful thing is you just go with the hot hand. If Jalen Wright's hot, Jabari Small's hot, Dylan Sampson's hot, that's the beautiful thing. And the same thing for those wide receivers. What does that rotation look like? Who are the main 3 guys? Are we going to learn that in fall camp? Or are we going to find out when Virginia squares up against Tennessee in Nashville for that first game. Joe Milton, ride or die, man. We got to ride or die with Joe. That's what we want. I've said it before. I was listening to the VolQuest podcast last week, heard Austin Price say it. If Joe Milton, if this football team goes out, wins 9 games, and Joe Milton is the quarterback all year long, doesn't get benched, doesn't get hurt, he's a first-round draft pick. He's got that type of talent, that type of athleticism. I think if he goes out and he is who he can be, I think he's a first-round draft pick. You guys jump into the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts about this offense going into year 3? Number 1 scoring offense in the country again? Or are you concerned about the offensive line? Are you concerned about that tight end unit? Are you concerned about Joe Milton? I want to hear from you guys. We'll interact and go back and forth about that in the comment section. As always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. It is quick, free, and easy, but it does help the channel. It recommends this video to other Tennessee fans. Also, you can go check out the merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Also, as always, thank you to the members of the channel. I know I say it every video, but you guys truly do give me the opportunity. You, the members, are the reason why that I can do this full time, the way you financially support the channel, specifically throughout the off season, but now as we go into the regular season. So thank you for that. If you want to be a part of it, hit the join button down below. If you don't have the money to give, donate, or pick up the merch, that's fine. Jump in the comment section. Let's talk some Tennessee football, because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.